Welcome to Inspired Echoes. Embrace love through Stoic wisdom. She's not losing interest, she's testing your strength. Most men never see this coming. It feels like rejection, like something shattered overnight, like the warmth you once shared is slipping away. Your mind races. You question what went wrong. You blame yourself. A quiet panic stirs in your chest. But listen, before you walk away, before you say, "I'm done," before you let pain shape your story, watch this. Not because she deserves another chance, not because you need to fight harder, but because you deserve a fresh perspective. This isn't about her. It's about reclaiming your power, your calm, your sense of self amid emotional chaos. I'm not offering false hope. I'm sharing truth. The kind most men don't hear until it's too late. So take a breath, sit with me, and let's walk through this together. You're not weak. You're waking up. That's where it all begins. All right, let's dive in. Number 1. The moment you feel her slipping away. She's distant, different. She's not laughing at your jokes like before, not texting back with the same energy, not reaching out first, or when she does, it feels cold. You sense it in your gut. Something's shifted, something real. Though she hasn't said it, you feel her pulling away. You're standing at the edge thinking, maybe I should walk away. Maybe it's over. But slow down. Breathe. Most men get this wrong. They walk away too fast. They panic. They chase. They send one text, then another, pouring out their heart to fix it. But every time they overreach, they surrender their power. This moment isn't the end. It's a test of your emotional strength, your ability to hold steady, your willingness to face discomfort without reacting from fear. She's not just pulling away, she's watching. She's gauging the depth of your calm, wondering, is he the man who crumbles under pressure, or the one who stands firm when things feel uncertain? Here's the truth, my friend. If you pass this test, if you stay grounded, if you refuse to chase what's withdrawing, everything shifts, not just with her, but within you. Number 2, why she's pulling away and why it's not the end. You're feeling her drift, wondering, what changed? Did I mess up? Is she losing interest? Here's a truth most men never hear. Women don't just fall out of love abruptly. They drift. It's not overnight. It's in the silence, in the space between your text and her delayed reply, in the shift from "I miss you" to just "K." That drift often begins when she stops feeling the chase. Early on there was mystery, challenge. You had an edge. She was drawn to you because she wasn't sure she fully had you. But over time, you became too predictable, too available, too easy to read. She knew exactly how you felt, what you'd do when you'd text back. When something becomes certain, it loses its spark. So she pulls away, not always to leave, but to test your emotional gravity, to see if you're still the man who caught her attention, or if you've become someone who fears losing it. This part stings. Most men crumble here. She slows communication, and they double text. She gets quiet. They try harder. She cancels plans. They beg to reschedule. They try to fix what isn't broken. It's just being tested. Deep down, she's watching. Will you stay grounded? Will you hold your center, or become another man who loses himself at the first sign of distance? This moment isn't the end. It's a doorway. Only the calm, composed, centered man walks through with dignity intact. Number 3, the hidden test you didn't see. Now that she's pulling away, your next move matters more than you know. Even if she doesn't fully realize it, her subconscious is observing. She's not just drifting, she's watching. Will you stay centered or spiral? Will you remain calm in uncertainty or chase her like your world depends on it? Most guys miss this. It's not always intentional. She's not scheming, but instinctively, she wants to know what kind of man you are. When she pulls back, the real question is, will you try harder, text more, ask what's wrong, apologize for things you didn't do? Or will you hold your ground like a man who doesn't fear losing someone who doesn't value him? When you start scrambling, chasing, explaining, you fail the test. You signal, "I'm not grounded. I need your attention to feel secure." That kills attraction. But those who pass do something rare. They don't explode, collapse, or turn cold and bitter. They observe. They say nothing. They give space. They let silence speak in a way words never could. That unshaken calm hits differently. It grabs her attention in a way no double text, no apology, no "please talk to me" ever could. Now she wonders, why isn't he chasing? Did I lose him? Is he okay without me? Those questions carry more weight than any love letter ever will. Number 4, the magnetic power of your absence. By now you've felt the urge to text, to reach out, to fix it. But here's what no one tells you. She doesn't fall in love with your constant presence. She falls in love with the feeling your absence creates. Let that sink in. It's not about being there all the time. It's about being missed. Absence creates tension. Tension creates desire. Desire creates value. When you're always there, always texting first, always reacting, always giving, you fade into the background. You don't feel like a mystery. You feel like furniture, comfortable, predictable, eventually invisible. But when you pull back, not in anger, not as punishment, but with quiet confidence, something powerful happens. She notices the shift. She wonders, why isn't he texting? Is he over it? Is he talking to someone else? That silence, that space you've created speaks for you. It doesn't scream. It whispers, he's not waiting around anymore. That whisper unsettles her more than any speech you could give. You're no longer predictable, no longer hers by default. You've become a question mark in her mind, a mystery she didn't expect to miss. In that space, attraction begins to rebuild. Before we move to part 5, do me a small favor. Like, subscribe, and share this message. Your simple action can help others struggling with this find the content they need. Thank you for being part of this. Number 5. Don't chase, mirror her energy. Listen closely. This is where most men falter. They feel her pulling away, and they panic. They chase. They try to convince her to stay. But here's the truth. You don't need to convince anyone to keep what's meant for you. When she withdraws, don't push harder. Pull back with grace. If she's distant, stay calm, neutral, unshaken. Don't punish, don't play games, but don't overextend either. Mirror her energy. If she gives less, you give less. If she pulls back, respect the space. If she reaches out, sure, respond. But don't overgive. Don't flood her with emotion. Don't rush to fix anything. Here's the paradox. Until she feels the loss, she can't appreciate the value. When she comes back around, which she often will, don't throw the doors wide open. Don't drop everything the moment her name lights up your screen. Let her earn her way back, not out of pride, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Let her feel the weight of her choices. Let her rediscover what she almost lost. If she's serious, she'll show it, not with words, but with effort, presence, changed energy. The man who doesn't chase gives her something no one else has, the chance to feel what it's like to lose him. That's how you shift the dynamic without raising your voice. Number 6. If she never comes back, then good. Yes, good. Because now you know something most men never learn. She only stayed when you chased, when you overgave, when you made her the center of your world while neglecting your own. That's not love. That's survival disguised as affection, fear masked as loyalty. You're not here to be a backup plan. You're not here to win love through sacrifice, begging, proving, explaining. You're here to become a man a woman remembers. Not because you clung to her when she drifted, but because you were strong enough to walk away. That takes power. That takes stillness. That takes a man who knows his worth, even when someone else doesn't. Here's the beauty. You didn't lose her. You found yourself. When she doesn't return, you gain the most valuable gift, clarity. Clarity that she wasn't ready, that she needed your energy more than she respected it, that frees you to rise without carrying her confusion. The man who rises in silence doesn't need to convince anyone of his value. He becomes the value. So if she never comes back, let her go with peace, not bitterness, not resentment, just the quiet strength of a man who knows. I never needed her to feel whole. I just needed to remember who I was before I forgot. Number 7. The Stoic strategy, silence over drama. When she pulls away, most men make the same mistake. They react immediately, emotionally, desperately. They think if they explain themselves, pour out their heart, prove their loyalty, she'll return. They send long messages, replay old conversations, ask, "Is everything okay?" as if reassurance could stop the unraveling. But she's not listening to their words anymore, she's reading their energy. Desperate energy never creates desire. The Stoic man chooses something rare, silence. Not as punishment, not as a tactic, but as a position of power. Silence, born from inner calm, speaks louder than any argument. It says, "I won't chase confusion. I won't beg for love. I won't fight to stay where I'm not chosen." That quiet confidence isn't cold, it's composed. It doesn't say, "I don't care." It says, "I care too much about myself to collapse just because someone pulled away." That energy, that stillness, disrupts her expectations. She thought you'd fight, chase, fold like others. But you went silent. No reaction, no explanation, no drama. That silence makes her feel something. She wonders, why isn't he reaching out? Why is he so calm? Did I lose him? When a man who once gave everything goes still, that shift is undeniable. Most men try to be heard by raising their voice, thinking love is earned by shouting louder, doing more, proving harder. But not you. You let your absence speak. You let your self-respect be the loudest thing in the room. In a world that expects men to beg, fix, chase, you become unforgettable, not because you fought for her attention, but because you never needed it to feel whole. That's Stoic strength. That's what sets you apart. Number 8. The day she starts watching again. Silence. That's what you've given her, not in anger, but in peace. You didn't chase, beg, or try to win her back. You chose stillness, detachment, strength. At first she didn't feel it. She thought, he'll text, he'll come around. She was sure you'd fold, like most men do. But days passed, then weeks, and still nothing. No messages, no likes on her stories, no quiet check-ins, not even a breadcrumb of curiosity. Now she feels something unexpected, doubt, uncertainty. She picks up her phone, half expecting your name to pop up, but it doesn't. She opens your profile, still nothing. She posts something, half hoping you'll react. You don't. She scrolls through old conversations, replaying your last words, wondering if she missed a sign, if maybe you meant it when you went silent. Then the question hits her, not lightly, not casually, but in her chest. Did I lose him? That question isn't about you anymore. It's about her. It's the realization that she's no longer in control, that she doesn't hold the power she once did. For the first time, she's the one feeling uncertain. The silence she once found comfortable becomes loud, heavy, haunting. Your absence isn't just noticed, it's felt. That shift in dynamic is everything. You're no longer the man chasing her. You've become the man she can't stop thinking about because you had the strength to disappear without bitterness, without drama, without a word. Now she's watching, not to judge, not to control, but because she's wondering, did I misjudge him? Did I take him for granted? Is he gone for good? In that silence, you've said more than words ever could. Number 9, don't mistake her check-ins for commitment. Then one day, she shows up. Not with a grand apology, not with clarity, not with answers, but with a simple text. Hey, maybe a heart on your story, a random reaction, a memory from months ago. For a moment, your heart jumps. It feels like progress, like she misses you, like the silence worked. But hold on. Don't be fooled. That message, that like, that just checking in moment isn't innocent. It's not random. It's a test. She's not ready to come back, not fully. She's just seeing, do I still have access to him? Is he still waiting in the shadows? If you respond too fast, act like her message made your day, jump back in like nothing happened, you give her that access back for free. The worst part. The moment she realizes she still has that power, she pulls away again because she knows you're still there, still waiting, still emotionally available, even after she wasn't. Your response, if you respond at all, must come from presence, not need. From calm, not excitement. You're not being cold, you're being clear. You're not here to be a backup option, to be checked on like a bookmarked page she flips through when bored. You are the prize. If she wants back in, she'll need to do more than drop a one-word message. She'll need to show up fully, with real intention, real effort. Until then, don't be easy to reach. Don't be easy to reclaim. Let her earn what she once took for granted. The man who values his peace over cheap attention is unforgettable. Number 10. When she comes back, don't collapse. So she's back. Maybe she sends a thoughtful message, says she's been thinking, even apologizes. Suddenly there's temptation, not just to reply, but to go back, to fall into old rhythms, old emotions, old hopes, to greet her message like sunshine after a storm, as if everything's okay now just because she texted. But this moment isn't just emotional, it's critical. Most men collapse here. They take her return as a victory, as proof the silence worked, so they drop their guard, go all in again, and undo all the growth earned in silence. The Stoic man doesn't collapse. He doesn't rush to celebrate crumbs. He doesn't over-interpret a message as commitment. He stays centered. He responds, if he chooses, from clarity, not emotion. He doesn't try to relive the past. He holds the line and watches her energy, because he knows, if she's serious, she'll show it. Not with flattery, not with sweet words, but with consistent effort. One message doesn't erase distance. One "I miss you" doesn't restore what was broken. She left. She created that silence. Now it's her turn to fill it, not with charm, but with change. So if she comes back, don't fold. Don't hand over your heart just because she knocked. Let her work her way back, not out of ego, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. Your heart isn't a revolving door. If she's truly ready to return, she'll prove it with action. Anything less is just a moment, not a movement. The man who knows the difference doesn't collapse, he leads. Most men think strength is about winning her back. True power is realizing you never needed to. What you needed was clarity, growth, the chance to come home to yourself. You didn't lose her, you found your center. From that center, everything changes. The man who doesn't chase, who walks in peace, who knows his worth, becomes the man women remember, not because he begged for love, but because he embodied it. He became the example, the anchor, the storm, and the stillness, not for attention, but because that's who he is now. So whether she returns or not, it no longer defines you. Your path isn't about winning her, it's about not losing you. She may come back, she may not. That's no longer your concern. Your mission now, become unshakable, rise above reactivity, build a life so full, so steady, you no longer chase love. You attract it simply by being whole. Thanks for joining Inspired Echoes today. If this resonated, don't stop here. Subscribe, explore more of our content, and let's continue this Stoic journey together. Stay strong, stay grounded, and until next time, keep cultivating your inner strength. We'd love to hear your thoughts or suggestions for future topics, so drop a comment below. See you in the next video.